Greetings everybody, let's learn about soil pollution. Due to COVID-19 lockdown, the skies are clearing of pollution while life is returning to newly clear waters, and carbon dioxide emission from industries and cars have fallen sharply. Surely our earth is reviving. Soil takes thousands, sometimes millions of years to form, but it takes only a year or two to destroy it. For this reason, soil is considered a non-renewable resource. Today, we are going to learn about the sources of soil pollution, the effects of soil pollutants, and the control of soil pollution. Soil pollution can occur due to either direct or indirect reasons. Now, let's have a look at the direct sources. Dumping of industrial and medical wastes in the barren land. Dumping of discarded municipal wastes like paper, food, plastics and polythene bags. Use of agrochemicals excessively in the form of pesticides, insecticides and fertilizers. Damage of soil is also caused by open mining activities. Now, let's get into the indirect sources of soil pollution. The pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, which are emitted from the industries, gets combined with the moisture in the atmosphere and forms sulfuric acid and nitric acid respectively, and falls to our earth as acid rain. The acid rain depletes the topsoil of the soil, and the nutrients of the soil will be vanished and the soil would lose its fertility. The microbes which are friendly to the soil cannot survive in a low pH soil and therefore dies. And so the soil becomes unfit for cultivation. Some pollutants such as the heavy metals are very poisonous because of their mobility and their toxicity in the ecosystem. They are carried by the water bodies and reach the soil and cause soil pollution. Now let's learn about the effects of soil pollution. Industrial solid waste and sludge contains pollutants like toxic organic and inorganic chemical compounds and heavy metals like salts of iron, lead, copper, mercury and arsenic. When plants and animals depend on the soil, it is toxic to them. Some pollutants are also emitted from the industries. For example, fly ash from thermal power plants. Thermal power is generally generated from coal. When powdered coal is burnt, the ash is known to be the fly ash. And the particulates matter emitted from tall chimneys in the industries. Their effects are they pollute the surrounding land, and when the impure air comes back to earth, it pollutes the earth and also pollutes the soil. The pollutants of nuclear plants and nuclear testing laboratories include the radioactive substances that fall out from nuclear explosives. Their effects are they contaminate soil with radioactive materials that remain in the soil for a very long period, as they have long half-life. Half-life is nothing but the time taken for the element to disintegrate into half of its amount. For example, strontium 90 has a half-life of 28 years and cesium 137 has a half-life of 30 years. These substances make their way to plants and animals and cause serious damage, and also the disposal of nuclear waste is not highly protective in our country, which contributes to soil pollution. We all know the two types of municipal waste. They are non-biodegradable waste and biodegradable waste. Non-biodegradable waste are the waste that cannot be decomposed by the soil, whereas biodegradable waste can be easily decomposed by the soil. The examples of non-biodegradable waste are polythene carry bags, plastic sheets, PET bottles, metal needles, plastic and glass bottles. Their effects are they damage the landscape and create foul smell and destroy the natural beauty of our world. They are present in the soil for a very long time, and so they affect the flora and fauna. Biodegradable waste include discarded food, paper, excretory products of animals, etc. Their effects are the number of pathogens present in the waste contaminate the soil. They cause health hazards for man and domestic animals and for others. Agrochemicals are the chemicals used in agriculture. For example, pesticides, insecticides, weedicides, fertilizers and biocide residues. They contain phosphates and nitrates. Their effects are they contaminate the soil and cause death of microorganisms, animals and certain plants. They also contaminate the surface and groundwater resources. They change the chemical properties of soil and have damaging effects of soil organisms. Mining operations also contributes to soil pollution. Open cast mining is a process where the surface of the earth is dug open to extract out the underground mineral deposits. Their pollutants are toxic metals and chemicals. Their effects include they damage the land and pollute the topsoil and contaminate the area with toxic metals and chemicals. Every problem has its own solution. So now let's learn about the control and the prevention of soil pollution. The main control measures for soil pollution involve safer land use, planned urbanization, management of solid waste, and techniques for safe disposal of wastes. Reducing waste control soil pollution. So, by the construction of transfer stations at different points in a city for bulk transfer of garbage to discharge sites will not only speed up the removal of garbage from cities but would also save time and money. Pneumatic pipes should be laid for collection and disposal of waste. Pneumatic pipes are none other than a tube that links the sending and receiving stations. The air compressor pump at the receiving station can suck or blow air. When it sucks, it pushes the canisters along the tube towards it. When it blows, it pushes the canisters in the opposite direction. Canisters are nothing but round cylinders used for the storage of food and chemicals. Here, as we are dealing about the waste disposal, canisters are used for storage of waste. Then, materials like paper, glass and plastics should be recycled to decrease the volume of garbage and to conserve the natural resources. Recycling of 1 ton of paper can save 17 trees. Use of biofertilizers instead of chemical fertilizers. Instead of pesticides, biological control of pests can be used. Then arises a question: how can we manage solid waste? Management of solid waste involves collection of biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste in separate bags, disposal of these waste is to be done separately. Recovery of certain things like scrap metal, plastic, etc. from the waste for recycling and reuse. Safe disposal of toxic waste with minimum environmental pollution. The three R's are reduce, reuse and recycle. Some solid waste like plastics, metals and papers can be sent for recycling. Plastic bags, buckets, bowls, mugs, dishes, plates, tables, etc. can be taken up for recycling so that they can be reused. Scrap metal and industrial metallic waste can be melted and recycled into solid metal again. Other notable methods to get rid of solid waste are incineration, where the waste is burnt in the presence of oxygen, and pyrolysis, which is the process of combustion of waste in the absence of oxygen. Domestic waste containing biodegradable organic waste like cow dung and other waste can be used to prepare manure for plants, and it can also be used to prepare biogas also. Most solid waste can be used as landfills in urban areas. Industrial toxic waste can be treated in special waste disposal plants and can be used as building material for road construction. Now we have come to the end of the session. Let's join hands to save our earth. Be the solution, not the pollution. Thank you.